What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Player to Be Named Later. I'm your boy G. Hope everyone is doing well, surviving the cold if you're in Toronto. Anywhere really in the US, I heard there's a deep freeze out there. Of course, our continued thoughts and prayers are with anyone if you're watching from the West Coast, Los Angeles, if you have friends, family, who are out there and are affected by the devastating fires. Our hearts are with you. Let's get to it. Some big news out of Blue Jays camp. Obviously, you see me wearing the Blue Jays hat. I've been really tough on the Blue Jays this offseason. They deserve it. But they finally were able to reel in a big-time free agent, getting Anthony Santander on a 5-year, $92 million contract. Has the possibility to go to 6 years, 110. There's some deferred money there. So right now the AAV is looking at about 18.5, which is really good for a player of his caliber. He's coming off a season where he hit 44 home runs, over 100 RBIs, was a first-time All-Star. He's literally the perfect bat you could put in this lineup in between Vladdy and whoever's going to be hitting in the 5 spot. Santander is a great signing, but there's still obviously some additions to be made here. The Jays need to still add a starting pitcher. I've been hearing even Max Scherzer or Jack Flaherty, both of them would be great additions to the staff. I think the staff is actually really in good shape still with Gosman, Bassett, Barrios, Bowden Francis came out of nowhere last year, so he's looking good as well. They have a shot if they add one more arm here. Yariel Rodriguez can look to go to the bullpen, which adds some more depth there. They're signing of Jeff Hoffman and obviously bringing back Jimmy Garcia. So things are starting to look a little bit better here. The Santander signing is really a big deal, if you ask me. With the Jays obviously getting clowned all offseason with pursuits of Juan Soto, Rocco Sasaki, and other players that they, seemingly just kept striking out on. Obviously, there is a lot of finger pointing. If you're a longtime Jays fan and you've seen kind of what has happened under the Shapiro and Atkins watch, it hasn't been pretty, but this at least, now you could start talking about those internal improvements. You had a guy like Santander. If you could somehow get Pete Alonso to sign too, now we're talking. You add, close to 70, between 70 and 80 home runs, over 200 RBIs probably to the lineup. Bo Bichette gets back to being Bo Bichette. You have Orelvis Martinez probably making the step up after his PED suspension. He'll be back. And also, guys like Addison Barger look good. Joey Loperfido, Will Wagner honestly looks like a really good contact hitter for them. Now you're starting to talk about a team I can get down with in the AL East and start making some noise here. With the Yankees losing Soto, they did make some good signings, but if the Jays can pull off a couple more signings, I like what's coming out of the Blue Jays. And, go from there. Another name that they were also talking about was Jurickson Profar. He would be a low-key, really good signing as well for the Jays. He's had some really good seasons in San Diego. It looks like San Diego is willing to get rid of a couple of pieces there. So Jurickson Profar would really be another good addition. So, credit where credit is due. Atkins has finally, put some money where his mouth is and brought someone of significance into Toronto. And now there's talk of them being, a lot closer to extending Vladdy. This is all of a sudden starting to look like a Jays team that I can really be excited about watching next season, and hopefully let's get it done. It's not done yet, but let's see what happens. Again, Anthony Santander, a new member of the Toronto Blue Jays. He was in Toronto taking some pictures, and he looks good in that blue and white. Just for the mere fact that he won't be hitting against the Jays anymore. The guy hit 21 home runs against us. Seemingly every series, Baltimore and Toronto, this guy came up in a big situation and just totally killed the vibe for the Jays. Came up with a big hit, a big home run. So I really look forward to him being on our side this time with, some maybe bounce back season from George. Dalton Varsho is going to start the season on the IL. So that's obviously everyone's talking about the Miles Straw acquisition. Obviously not the greatest look for the Jays, but you probably want to bring in some depth with some speed. Who knows if Miles Straw's gotten his speed back? We'll see. But yeah, things are starting to look up, and I like what I see there.